The great city of Ubar was one of the largest settlements in Arabia, but it vanished from history over 1,200 years ago. But why? And what happened to its citizens? What secrets lie beneath the sands of Ophir? Hi everyone, it's me. Number 7. The Empty Throne. The Nabatean king's throne made of pure gold is one of the most spectacular finds ever in the sands of Oman. The golden throne was discovered in the ruins of a once grand palace that sat atop a hillside overlooking the whole city. This wasn't just any throne, it was the seat of power for the kings who ruled over the prosperous kingdom of Ubar, also known as the Frankincense Kingdom. Ubar was located in northern Oman, in an area called Al-Qudam. But where exactly this ancient city was has been a mystery for hundreds of years. Scholars have long debated whether or not the biblical reference to Ophir in the Old Testament corresponds to the Omani city. Some experts are convinced that the two places are one and the same. Others say that Ubar could be anywhere. It may have even been in Somalia. But more recent evidence points to the location being here in Oman. The Golden Throne supports the idea that the legendary city of Ubar did indeed exist. And yet, despite the fact that scholars believe that the Frankincense Kingdom prospered for nearly 500 years, between 300 BC and 300 AD, archaeologists have only uncovered a few scraps of evidence that the people of Ubar existed at all. That is because the kingdom's greatest treasure is buried beneath the sand. The ancient capital of Ubar is now nothing but a jumble of stones and mud brick covered in sand dunes. Archaeologists have found almost no artifacts here, and they have uneven found the remains of a single human being. Before we continue with the video, remember to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Number 6. The Lost City. The city of Ubar disappeared over 1,200 years ago and it vanished without a trace. Its streets were abandoned and the buildings were torn down and used as foundations for sand dunes. Ubar's citizens left behind their homes and their possessions, and they moved away in such a hurry that they didn't even have time to gather their belongings. They simply picked up and walked out the gates, never to return. Nobody knows why or where they went. It's like one day Ubar was there and the next moment it was gone, and this mystery is what makes Ubar so compelling. Why would a thriving and sophisticated city be completely abandoned overnight? The only way to find out is to dig through thousands of years of sand to uncover the city's secrets. Unfortunately, this has proven to be extremely difficult, because the ruins are covered by some 40 feet of sand. The sands of Ubar have swallowed the entire city, and nobody has been able to unearth it until recently. Between 2008 and 2012, a team of archaeologists spent hundreds of hours sifting through the sand. They had to remove an estimated 30,000 cubic meters of sand, equivalent to 12 Olympic-sized swimming pools full of sand. When they finally reached the bedrock, they had uncovered the lost city of Ubar. It was one of the most incredible discoveries of the 21st century. And now that researchers know where to look, they've been excavating layer after layer of sand in search of clues about what happened to the Frankincense Kingdom. There have been many clues to uncover. No. 5. The Hidden Tombs. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding Ubar is what happened to the people who lived there. Where did they go when they abandoned their homes? In order to solve this mystery, researchers needed to find human remains. Fortunately, this proved to be easier said than done because Ubar's entire population was wiped away, along with the city itself. There aren't even the remains of a single building left standing. The walls were torn down and turned into foundations for sand dunes, and the roofs collapsed and mixed with the sand. And then the winds of Arabia came through and swept the debris away. But something did survive the sands of time. Archaeologists found several rock-cut tombs carved into the sides of wadis or ravines that cut across the desert. Many of these tombs are decorated with colorful geometric patterns and mysterious inscriptions written in the Safavidic script, which researchers have still not been able to decipher. Inside the tombs, archaeologists found countless clay vessels containing cremated human remains. These tombs suggest that the people of Ubar believed in an afterlife, and that their souls needed to be cared for after death. It's possible that the people of Ubar practiced some form of ancestor worship, and that they returned to these tombs to honor the dead every year. But this is just speculation, and for the moment, nobody knows for sure. Number 4. The Ancient Markets. When archaeologists uncovered the Frankincense Kingdom, they were shocked by what they found. Instead of discovering a ruined city, they found almost nothing at all. Researchers do not know much about Ubar, because centuries of wind have blown away almost all evidence of the city's existence. Even the market, once the center of trade in Arabia, is nothing but a pile of stones and sand. But researchers were able to identify the market based on the shape of the structures and the distribution of objects found there. It looks like the market was once surrounded by walls and towers. Inside were dozens of shops, workshops, and warehouses used for storing frankincense and other valuable goods. Archaeologists believe the market played an important role in the economy of the ancient world.
Oh, yes.
During the height of Ubar's prosperity, merchants from India, Africa, and the Arabian Peninsula gathered in the market to trade spices, gold, ivory, and exotic animals. The market was a melting pot of cultures and religions. People from different parts of the world came together here to exchange ideas as well as goods. But today, the market is nothing but a shadow of its former self. The bustling hub of international trade is now covered in sand dunes and littered with pottery shards and broken bricks. No. 3. King's Palace. King's Palace once stood proudly atop a hillside overlooking the city of Ubar. Today, only the throne remains. Researchers are stumped as to how such an ornate object ended up buried in the desert, made entirely of gold. The throne weighs around 440 pounds and is decorated with intricate designs of mythical creatures. Nobody knows how such a lavish item ended up entombed in the sands of Arabia. Archaeologists believe the throne could have been buried intentionally to protect it from looters, or it could have been accidentally covered up during a building project. Unfortunately, researchers don't know much about the kingdom's rulers. The only thing they have to go on is the throne, which seems to indicate that Ubar's monarchs enjoyed luxuries unimaginable to most of their subjects. While the common folk lived in small huts made of mud brick, the kings and queens of Ubar lived in palaces made of stone. The palaces were decorated with murals and carvings depicting scenes from daily life and religious ceremonies. The kings dressed in fine garments and wore jewelry made of gold and precious stones. They rode in on chariots pulled by elephants and horses, and they dined on delicacies from across the ancient world. But today, the palace is just another ruin swallowed by the sands of Ubar. Researchers hope that one day they will be able to piece together life was like for the royals of Ubar. Number 2, the Great Flood. Researchers believe that the people of Ubar fled their homes in such a hurry that they didn't even bother to gather their things. But there is one item that appears everywhere throughout the ruins of the city. People dropped their water jugs as they ran away, leaving them behind in the streets. Domestic animals were abandoned in the marketplace, and corpses were left lying where they fell. It seems like the people of Ubar were forced to leave their homes suddenly and without warning. But why? Researchers have uncovered evidence that the city may have been destroyed by a great flood. A flash flood could have swept through the valley, destroying everything in its path. Alternatively, the wadi that runs through the city may have overflowed its banks and caused massive damage. Residents fled to higher ground, abandoning their homes and loved ones behind. This theory is supported by the discovery of animal bones and human skeletons. Many of the skeletons show signs of trauma, such as broken limbs and head injuries, suggesting that the people of Ubar died during the flood. But researchers need more evidence before they can say for sure. Number 1, the secret language. Archaeologists have uncovered thousands of clay tablets inscribed with strange symbols. For decades, experts were baffled by the mysterious script until they realized that the symbols tell a story. Researchers have since been able to translate the script, which turns out to be a previously unknown language. The language dates back to the 4th century BC, which means that researchers have a rare opportunity to learn about the beliefs and customs of a long-lost civilization. The language is thought to have been spoken by the Himyarites, an ancient tribe that lived in southern Arabia. Experts are still working to translate the tablets, but they have already learned that the language was written in a Booster-Feeden style. This means that the writing direction changes from line to line. The symbols are written from right to left on odd lines and from left to right on even lines. So far, researchers have been able to decipher about half of the script. The remaining half is proving to be more challenging because the language has no apparent connection to any other known languages. Researchers hope that one day they will be able to read the entire text and learn more about the people of Ubar. Thanks for watching. Do you think the people of Ubar survived their city's destruction? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already and join us next time for more videos like these.